Well, this is Bob for the Live to Play Network, Sound Pro Live, and Live to Play Worship. And today we are on location at a venue called the Dome Arena and Manette Hall. It's an expo center just south of Rochester, New York in Henrietta. And we've been called in here to provide a portable PA system for the weekend. We'll be working with Jeff Carella from Rochester Entertainment Company, Whirlin' Disc DJs Sound and Lighting. So let's ask Jeff just what this is all about and what we're going to need to do today.
We're providing sound reinforcement for the Better Contractors Bureau Home Show 2014 here in Manette Hall. This facility here is Manette Hall, and then there's also the Dome Center, and we'll be providing microphones and sound reinforcement for the whole facility. We're going to be putting 4 speakers right up on the edge of the balcony there, the seating area, and then we're going to tie the 2 systems in together with Manette Hall and the Dome Center for them to be able to make their announcements and potentially maybe play some background music or anything like that.
So we have 3 separate areas that we're going to be putting sound into today. As Jeff explained, we've got the Dome Arena, which is right down at the end of this small connector. We have Manette Hall, which is in this expo area here where they're setting up the pipe and drape. And in between the two, we have this main entrance area, which is also where the ticket booth will be. And believe it or not, the system that we're going to use to fire all of this is this Yamaha StagePass 600i system. Now, obviously, we're not going to use this StagePass to fill all 3 rooms. We're going to be using these 2 speakers primarily to fill this main entrance area, and we'll be using the amplifier built in to the StagePass amplifier mixer to cover this area. But we've got monitor outputs on here. We're going to run 1 monitor output into the Manette Hall area, the other monitor output to some powered speakers that are going to be up on that balcony area in the dome. And we've also got a USB input on this, so we can hook an iPad right up to it. And we've got all the microphone inputs that we're going to need for announcements. So we should have this covered very well. Let's get it wired up and see how it sounds. Now Jeff's up in the balcony of the Dome Arena, and he's crawled underneath a bunch of seating so that he can get to a point where he can drop down an XLR to XLR cable that we can use to feed signal to the 4 or 6 powered speakers that we're going to be putting up on the balcony. And this line, of course, will be coming down out of the balcony and going to the back of the StagePass unit. That's right to the bottom of the pipe. That should be fine. Well, we didn't get very far into our setup at all before we found a really cool feature here on the back of this StagePass system. This little latch here, as you can see right now, it's wiggling all around on top of the speaker stick. But if I just pull that down, it tightens it up really nice. By the way, the stands we're using today are Franken stands, and they're some of the better stands I've ever used. They're very strong, very well made, very well thought out, and the nicest thing about them is this gas assist feature. Just loosen the nut, and up goes the stand. Well, we've got our StagePass system set up on stands, and we've run the wires to the main Dome Arena and also into the Manette Hall. So we'll follow this wire from here at our point of operation up to the speakers in the dome. Comes down, goes across, as you can see it comes over here and up through the short connector that's between the 2 halls, past this garbage can, around here, over, up this pipe, into the balcony. And then from back of the balcony it comes down underneath all of these seats, kind of dark up here, but then it runs to our first 2 speakers, and then off of these 2 speakers we're running 2 others. We're using 2 Behringer Eurolive B615Ds up here on the balcony, in the center of the balcony. Off to either side we've got 2 Mackie SRM 450s. And after a little bit of exploring and looking around, we found this speaker lead, and this goes to 2 sets of 4 speakers each, a total of 8 speakers on the ceiling of the Manette Hall. So the show's about ready to begin. We've got our system all wired up. We've got our 2 remote lines running, one to the main hall to those powered speakers, one to the smaller exhibit hall that is also running off of a small amp to power those ceiling clusters. And we've covered up the back of the StagePass with some black tape, only because of the fact that we've got several different people that will be using the system this weekend, and we want to make sure they don't turn knobs and hit buttons that they really don't need to be using. Well, the home show is over, and we are in the process of tearing everything down. Here's a complete look at the inventory of gear that we used for this. As we mentioned earlier, the centerpiece of the system was the Yamaha Stage Pass system. We also had a couple of backup amplifiers here that we did not need. And our Eurolive B615Ds were up on the balcony, along with those Mackie SRMs. Jeff, were there any equipment failures with anything this weekend?
No equipment failures this weekend. Everything worked flawlessly, so we've got a happy equipment and a happy employer and happy client, and at the end of the weekend, that's all you can really hope for on an event like this, is that everything went smoothly.
And with just a day's notice, we solved a big problem for them.